26 tons. That's how much trash Guam's hospital processes every month. While dealing with trash can be simple for most, for GMH it can be painstaking, and if payments aren't made, this is how messy it can look. Gordon Misuzawa is the Chief of Environmental Services at GMH.
The challenge that we had is that this entire hill could have been Mount Lamlam. Really, we had so much trash, they couldn't process the bio-waste. Why? Because our compactors were full.
Misuzawa says trash and bio-waste had piled up in the hospital's backyard after their vendor, Pacific Waste, had stopped collecting trash for about 6 days, but the payments had actually stopped about 2 months ago.
We needed to give them a payment of approximately $25,000.
Okay, and that was for?
That was for 2 months. The situation was we neglected to pay a vendor, and they stopped payment. They stopped service. So it took us about 2 days to mitigate the payment that was required, and they resumed services.
The trash has been cleared up after GMH paid its vendor on Wednesday. As far as health and environmental concerns, Misuzawa says he doesn't believe any bio-waste had leaked out of the bags. In fact, he says all biohazard waste is treated inside of an autoclave system that cooks and disinfects it. It's then grinded, making it biodegradable.
I would say there was no health risk because all the bio that are in these red bags are double wrapped. Okay, when they're on the pavement here, yesterday we had EPA, Guam EPA give us a visit. They came out with some recommendation that we should have a tarpaulin on the bottom, and in the future, if that should occur, we will do that.
The bigger issue, Misuzawa says, is in mitigation. He says piled up trash and failing to pay trash vendors is a problem he deals with almost every week.
And how often does this happen? Would you say twice a year?
The challenge is weekly.
Okay, the challenge is weekly, but it doesn't pile up like that every week.
Well, it has to be mitigated somehow.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of discussions and agreements with vendors. Unfortunately, many of the vendors we work with locally are not large vendors. They don't have the deep pockets that the major lenders have. So they can't carry tipping fees, as an example.
Right.
Tipping fees are $176 a ton. They can't afford to take it without any payment. They have to make payroll like everyone else.
He notes other departments at GMH face similar hurdles. When revenue and collections are slow at GMH, Misuzawa says all departments and divisions feel the pain.
This week it was our biohazard and our regular trash. Next week it may be linen. The week after it may be pharmaceuticals.
Misuzawa is urging the government and the community to pay their debts at GMH, which will in turn help the hospital provide services needed for the public.
Unfortunately, I think more of the people have to be patient, and assist us in trying to get the legislature and or the government agencies to pay their debts or whatever collections that they have, so we can also serve more of the people here on Guam.